game of the day at the GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League. Thanks so much for joining us on the Who's Next YouTube channel. And this is the game that many people have been waiting for. CBC, the #1 seed from California, takes on the home team from here in Henderson, Nevada, the 8 seed AirNado. Alongside Rusha Brown, former WNBA player, I am Brandon Liebhaber. Let's take a look at the starting lineups, beginning with let's begin with CBC. A couple big names, unfortunately, not in there. We knew we would not see Amari Bailey, but it appears that Bronny James, son, of course, of LeBron James, won't be playing as well, but still a lot of star power for CBC, Rusha.
Yeah, we won't lack for entertainment and athleticism in this game because this team is loaded, so they'll have a great time playing against this AirNado team.
Yeah, Isaiah Elohim, one of the best sophomores in the country, #4 in the ESPN 25, and Kijani Wright, headed to USC. He's number 37 in the ESPN 100. On the other side, AirNado, led by Richard Pop Isaacs. He's headed to Texas Tech, number 79 in the ESPN 100. And Darnell DJ Pfizer, he comes from an NBA pedigree. His dad, Marcus Pfizer, was a first-round NBA draft pick.
Absolutely. Marcus is a great guy, and I know he's instilled in his son some cool basketball techniques, the big man underneath. So it's going to be a good time watching to see if they're able to raise their level of competition, as have the other teams today.
Crowd excited for this one. As you can see, there's Bronny James in street clothes. Didn't suit up last week when the team played in Miami. We were hopeful that we'd get to see him for this ball game. Amari Bailey in the lime green pants to his right. We knew we wouldn't see him. That's quite the outfit for Amari Bailey, #4 in the ESPN 100. He's going to UCLA. So we won't see them on the court, but you'll certainly see Amari Bailey off the court in that outfit.
You can't miss him. You can't miss him. He's got his Space Jams jacket on.
Well, here we go. The players who are on the court, plenty of talent. Kijani Wright headed to USC to tip it off for CBC against AirNado. Osiris Grady, the 6'9" forward, will be the man at center court for the home team.
And Kijani Wright, already his physical presence is a bit daunting.
Johnny Wright played his last 3 years at Windward High School. Here's Pop Isaacs, no good. CBC going the other way. This is Tim Radovsky from Russia. They expect big things from him this year. The sophomore Elohim tried to slip it into Wright, but it's out of bounds. The winner of this game will take on the winner of our last game, Dream City. Now, AirNado certainly doesn't have the star power of CBC, but don't count them out. They do have some players that are going to play high major college basketball, including this guy. Pop Isaacs going to Texas Tech next year.
And we've seen it from the first tip-off. Even though they were a lower seed, they were able to compete and make these games competitive. So I don't expect anything less here tonight.
LV Orange nearly knocked off Virginia Gold as Elohim goes to the basket, but he misses the layup. Yeah, it took a buzzer beater from Chris Livingston, the 5-star Kentucky commit, to knock off LV Orange. We'll see if another local team, AirNado, can pull off an upset here. Radovsky thought about the three, still scoreless more than a minute into this ball game. Mikey Price, no good.
Both teams moving just a little too fast. They got to settle in and figure it out.
Isaacs has the pass deflected and stolen. Foul in the open court. That's going against DJ Pfizer.
You see the level of competition. Pfizer getting his hand in there. A little too much contact. Everybody's moving really fast right now, so just wait for them to settle in just a little bit to gain a little bit more control of the ball and get some good looks at the basket.
Mikey Price at the controls. Down low to Kijani Wright. This is a good matchup against Osiris Grady. And Wright misses. Both teams still feeling each other out early on in this ball game. And Price, the four-star recruit, he's number 36 in the ESPN 60. This CBC team with 5 players in the ESPN 25, 60, or 100, though, of course, we're missing a couple of those guys. Elohim misses. Wright unable to follow, but a foul is called.
That's 2 fouls on DJ Pfizer.
Johnny Wright and Isaiah Elohim, the stars of this CBC team, with Ronnie and Amari Bailey on the bench. Wright, number 37 in the ESPN 100, a 4-star recruit, committed to USC. Wonder if practices are awkward with him heading to USC and Amari Bailey heading to UCLA next year.
I'm sure the trash talking has already started. When you're at that level, you find ways to motivate yourself. So even within practices, you want to have some level of competition, even if it's your own teammates.
Wright gets CBC on the board, 2-0. This is typical of an Andre Chevalier coached team. They will put a full-court press on almost the whole game sometimes.
And they're loaded enough to be able to do that and run players in and out. You look at their bench, people are all the way down to the end. So they've got the talent and skill set to do it.
Andre Chevalier, the head coach for CBC. Rudovsky knocks down a 3. The Russian with the first field goal for CBC. CBC. Isaacs gives it up to Grady. Rebound, Kijani Wright.
You see the biggest cheerleaders over there for CBC are Bronny and Amari.
That's their role tonight. Mikey Price able to finish at the rim. Foul is called. Isaac Peralta absorbing the contact for AirNado.
And you gotta love that intensity. He's going straight to the basket, knowing what he's facing, but not afraid to go in and push the tempo and get a foul on the big man.
There you see that CBC team. Peralta misses the first of 2 foul shots. Peralta, born in Hawaii actually, but moved to Southern California, raised in Laguna Niguel. There's Andre Chevalier. Really impressive story, the head coach for CBC. Born with 3 fingers on his left hand, partially blind in his right eye, and yet he became a legend at Cal State Norfolk. The school as the all-time leader in points, assists, and steals, and he is watching his team put on a great effort right now.
Great example of what hard work and will get you. So many times people look at the losses and the things that they don't have, but clearly this coach did a great job of emphasizing what he did have.
Elohim completes the 3-point play, an 8-1 lead for CBC. Jojo Phillips with deflection. Great energy from CBC. Osiris Grady draws a foul.
And this intensity from this CBC team tends to rush you, make you get a little bit ahead of yourself on offense because they're coming at you so fast. But you got to back it out, take control, and make sure you're playing at your own pace, because you'll get caught up with this team and you'll be down 20 points in no time.
Shai Odom checking in for CBC. Massachusetts native, didn't play last weekend in Miami. He's a three-star recruit on ESPN. Isaacs in and out on the three. Put back is good for Kijani Wright, and Jeff Kaufman, the head coach for AirNado, calls a timeout. He senses this thing may be getting out of hand. His team already down 10-1, not even 4 minutes in.
Absolutely. Coach is definitely going to have to make some adjustments to get some bodies on their big men and to make sure they're taking care of the ball and not getting rushed into playing ahead of the pace that they would like to play at.
Taking a look at some of the early highlights, Kijani Wright just bigger and stronger than everyone down low. Jeff Kaufman, the head coach for AirNado, trying to get his team some momentum. It is 10-1, CBC in front. There you see Bronny James. He is not in action tonight. We were hoping that maybe he would go after missing last weekend's event in Miami. This CBC team, they've got a rock band type schedule. Miami last weekend, Vegas this weekend, and then next weekend they're at an event hosted by Quavo in Atlanta.
I'm sure that'll be an easy peasy time. Nothing too much, no excitement.
These guys, they are ready to go to the next level. AirNado looking for something, and instead it's a block and then a foul. Kijani Wright.
DJ Pfizer staying with it, not getting frustrated because they are coming at you full string. So he's able to make some space, get there. It's denied, but he got it back and took some pressure on the arm.
DJ Pfizer, as we mentioned, his dad, Marcus Pfizer, the 4th overall pick by the Bulls in 2000 out of Iowa State. Played for the Bulls, Bucks, and Hornets.
And I'll mention he's a Las Vegas Aces fan. See him down at the baseline watching the games.
Always good to hear. At Game 3 of the WNBA Finals tonight. Big win for Chicago over Phoenix. Pretty surprising scoreline.
Absolutely.
Here's Ramel Lloyd Jr. He's going to Nebraska next year. Even the guys on the bench for CBC going to Power 5 programs.
Loaded indeed. The ball movement right here, but a great job by the defense to keep them in front of them. Only 3 seconds left.
And Mikey Price bails him out, knocks down a 3.
That's a heartbreaker. When you go so hard playing great defense and then give up a shot like that, that really is discouraging.
Pfizer with the ball, gets it up. Price thought that was a clean steal. Instead, he's called for the foul against Josiah Cunningham.
And you see the bench ready for a highlight. Thought he would get that steal and get down there and make a nice little dunk, but foul called on the play. Ball stays with AirNado.
Isaacs with the pass out, and the 3 is good for DJ Pfizer.
And way to keep your composure right there in front of that CBC bench, all standing up and yelling at you.
Lots of energy over there. CBC making a change. JoJo Phillips coming out. Jeremiah Nyarko is in now. So is Dylan Matoyer. Shai Odom trying to bully his way in, loses the ball, but Nyarko is there and he puts it in.
Fresh off the bench, ready to produce for his coach. You gotta love that as a coach. No matter who you send in, they can produce for you.
Fizer misses the three. Elohim to Odom. And he's able to put it up and in.
Look at it. I don't know if he went underneath the basket. What happened with the net? But a great job of getting himself to the other side of the basket.
Odom, a three-star recruit, already has offers from Georgetown and Tulane. Good look down low to Peralta. He's quickly swarmed. Whistle and a foul going against CBC. A lot of people in the building cheering for AirNado. They're the local team here at Coronado High School. Foul there against Ramel Lloyd Jr., Josiah Cunningham at the charity stripe. 11-point lead for CBC in our final game tonight.
And more subs. They keep running in them for CBC because they just have that talent. And it's going to be tough for AirNado to get some type of consistency on offense when they keep bringing in fresh players to apply that pressure.
Nine-point lead for CBC. Nyarko wanted it down low. Price misses the three, out of bounds. It's off Nyarko. AirNado ball.
By Peralta by splitting the trap and bringing the defense, making the big man step up where he could dump it off to his post player.
Brady's going to play D1 ball as Ramel Lloyd Jr. misses a three. Brady, a 6'9" junior, recently got an offer from West Virginia. Off balance, Peralta unable to convert, but it's out of bounds off CBC. AirNado down by just 7, hanging around with 9.5 minutes left in the first half.
And they haven't gotten many good looks at the basket. So if they can slow down, get control of their offense, and get some good looks at the basket, they might be able to make this a game.
AirNado fans making some noise here at Coronado High School. Final game of the day. Here in the GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League in Las Vegas. Brady loses the ball. Kijani Wright in transition. He lays it in.
Can't give up those easy buckets. You work so hard to get the ball back, and to give it away on a transition is really going to be tough to maintain some type of consistency.
Fizer, guarded by Malik Rasul. Off-balance shot. That would have been impressive had that gone in. Lloyd to Rasul. The sophomore with the fancy finish. CBC very active on defense.
The ball is the most important thing. You cannot continue to give a talented team like this extra possessions. You've got to make sure you slow down and play at your pace. I can't say it enough how important that is for this AirNado team.
Lloyd Jr. CBC with good ball movement. Lloyd gets it back and pours in a three. It's a 14-point lead early for CBC. The CBC bench, that's the cheering section for CBC.
AirNado has a full cheerleading squad down here, but you hear more noise from the CBC bench.
The CBC, they're kind of the villains wherever they go. A team with a lot of big names. As you take a look at Amari Bailey, Bronny James and company. So oftentimes they come into enemy territory and, you know, the home team always wants to see them lose, so the bench has to be their cheering section.
Absolutely, but you know the stands are always filled because they want to see this rock star group that's on the road like the Beatles.
What it feels like sometimes is Mikey Price comes up empty over the back call on Malik Rasul. 14-point lead for CBC against AirNado. See if AirNado can make some headway here.
right now. DJ Pfizer set to inbound the ball. See if they can get a good offensive set in place. Great movement and get an open look at the basket.
Isaacs draws the foul. He's the top-ranked recruit on this AirNado team. Number 78 in the ESPN 100.
And basketball IQ right there, you know you're coming off of that screen. The defense has to try and fight over. So if you can pull up and get that contact, give yourself a shot at the line.
Ricky Isaacs goes by Pop Pop. I don't think of Pop Pop being a young guy's nickname, I have to say.
I agree with you.
But whatever works for him. 6'2" senior. Makes the first 2 free throws. It's a 3-shot foul. Isaacs trying to get his AirNado team back into this one. CBC up by 11. Zone defense now from AirNado. Here's Radovsky.
Trying to force CBC to make some extra passes and shoot off the move.
Radovsky misses the 3, out of bounds. AirNado ball.
And that defense possession actually worked for AirNado because they got them to rush and take that shot because they'd worked so hard to actually get it. So now they've got to control the ball and get a good look at the basket.
Good look at a 3, but it won't go for Josiah Cunningham. Isaacs guarded by JoJo Phillips. Pull up 3. And Isaacs gets the home bounce.
Something to be said about shooting on your home rims.
AirNado now within 9. Make it 8. They had that up as a 2 initially, but it was a 3. Great effort. Unfortunately, AirNado can't keep it from going out of bounds. Here's the dive. Wow. Right into the scorer's table.
Head first. That's called laying it out on the line.
Out of bounds, it will stay with CBC. Game, so AirNado keeping things interesting right now. Here's Scioto. Gets doubled. Elohim. This is a 3. AirNado with an opportunity to make this a little bit closer.
And the best way to end a defensive stand is to clear a rebound, and he comes back with the floater and the foul. Opportunity to go to the line to get his team down to 5 points.
Pop Isaacs. Pretty floater and the foul. Just like that, a 6-point game. Isaacs can make it 5 here at the line. So CBC not running away, at least not yet. Jeff Kaufman's team putting up a good fight early. Johnny Wright. Oh, that hit every part of the iron before finally falling through.
The touch of the big man.
Johnny Wright off to a good start. Ronnie James, Namari Bailey sideline. He is the marquee player on this CBC team, though. Really anyone on this roster can beat you. There you see the guys who are out.
And you see Pop Isaac stepping up to the challenge. He's not afraid. He's going in every time, making the defense have to make a decision and forcing the ref to make a call.
Isaacs to the line. Six-point game. And that was only the first free throw. I was confused. Everyone went away, made it look like they were going to inbound it. Nope, Isaacs gets 2, so it's a 5-point game. Timeout taken by AirNado. Well, give them credit. Looked like CBC was going to run away with this game early. It was 10-1, then 24-10, but since then, AirNado on an 11-2 run to make this a 5-point game.
And the composure of this team when they're facing such a talented and skilled CBC team, but they're not afraid. So you look at the talent and you see them coming, but pop. Maybe we got to figure out a different way to say it. Pop.
Maybe, yeah,
like right
kind of
there.
A sound effect. Pop.
There it is. Instead of pop, that's what it is. It's the sound effect.
Exactly. It's all about how you say it. CBC is going to regain control of this game. They're up 26-21. Final quarterfinal game here on the Who's Next YouTube channel. Be sure to check out Who's Next on Twitter and on Instagram. Alongside former WNBA player Rusha Brown, I am Brandon Liebhaber. We've already seen 3 great games today. Virginia Gold beat LV Orange in Game 1. Prolific Prep beat Hoop Nation in Game 2. Dream City beat Vertical Academy in Game 3. This is our final game, CBC against AirNado. The winner of this game plays Dream City in the semifinal game tomorrow. Zone defense for AirNado out of the timeout. We'll see if it confuses CBC. Odom. Blocked from behind. Isaac Peralta gets a hand in there and a foul in transition.
Right now, this AirNado team is feeling confident because they're being able to get some stops. They're working really hard and rotating on defense and have finished on the offensive end. So right now, these free throws are key for them because they get 2 points closer if they're able to convert.
Look at Peralta from behind.
Give me that.
He makes the foul shot. Watching his team up by just 3 now. They're having trouble with, it looks like a 1-3-1 almost from AirNado, the zone defense.
If you're old school, you know about that amoeba. It looks like it switches up back and forth between a 2-3 or a 1-3-1, depending on where the ball goes.
I think it's confused CBC a little bit.
I was a little confused. I was trying to see what it was.
Well, now they're back in a man defense, and Kijani Wright throws it down.
Kijani was not confused.
No.
He understood the assignment.
Here's Pop. Would have been impressive. Pop misses the 3 loose ball foul, and it's going the other way.
And this game is a little physical. You know, they're getting up into the bodies of the shooters, and the ref's letting them play. So now you got to make your adjustment.
Five-point lead for CBC. Andre Chevalier calls timeout. Doesn't like what he's seeing from his team. CBC in front 28-23, but AirNado, give them credit. They have made this game interesting so far when it looked like CBC might run away with it.
stayed tight, stayed close, got some consistency on offense as far as their ball movement, but kept that pressure on defense to make it not so easy for the CBC team to get to the basket. They got to maintain that, though, because at any given moment, they can run away with it.
You got to play all 32 minutes when you're playing a team like CBC. We'll see if AirNado has it in them. There's Jeff Kaufman, the head coach for AirNado. Hoping that his team could pull off an upset. We nearly saw an upset in game one. LV Orange fell on a buzzer beater to Virginia Gold, but so far the higher seed has won all 3 games here in Las Vegas. Number 2 Virginia Gold, number 3 Prolific Prep, and number 4 Dream City. We'll see if that continues. CBC obviously the number 1 seed, and AirNado is the number 8 seed. AirNado does have some home court advantage. We're playing at Coronado High School. Out of the timeout, here's Elohim. Runs into a double team, loses the ball. For AirNado, it's a 3-point game.
Converting that defense, the trap and the intensity, and going down and finishing on the other end. Confidence is only going to grow from this point forward.
His own defense certainly working. Lloyd to Odom, but he misses the layup. Gets it back, finds Wright, he gets fouled.
And Peralta, again, coming from behind and getting a hand on that ball. They weren't able to clear the rebound, but a great defensive series.
Great effort, no doubt about it, from AirNado. Johnny Wright to the line. Wright makes the foul shot. 4-point lead for CBC. 3.5 minutes left in the first half here. Final quarterfinal game of the GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League. On campus of Coronado High School in Las Vegas. Tomorrow's games on ESPN Plus, and then this thing wraps up on Sunday. Games on ESPNU and ESPN2. Good environment for this one. CBC leads by 5. Full-court press.
And again, that pressure by CBC makes you move a little bit faster than you want to. That press is coming at you, but you got to maintain control and play at your own pace. You can't afford to turn the ball over against this talented team.
And that time AirNado did turn it over. We're waiting for some subs, and now back to action. Dylan Matoyer at the controls right now for CBC. Joe Phillips wide open. He misses the 3. Isaacs with the rebound. Looking up ahead, and he airmailed his man. Was hoping that DJ Pfizer could go up and get it. On the other end, Kijani Wright with the left hand, making it look easy.
These are the times you got to stand your ground, because he's big, he's strong, he can catch that ball and finish around the rim. You can't allow him to catch it that deep.
7-point lead for CBC. Peralta has the ball stripped. It's out of bounds. Will stay with AirNado. Good defense from CBC. They're looking to finish the half strong. 32-25, CBC in front.
Pop in that corner.
Goes to Osiris Grady, in and out.
Got to be able to capitalize on those bunnies right underneath the basket, because you don't. Almost
Johnny
made.
Wright, yeah, wanted a highlight reel dunk. It goes out of bounds. Will stay with CBC.
Great job by Grady, standing his ground, making it a difficult shot. But then again,
Johnny Wright with some good looks, unable to finish, and a foul the other way. Pop will go to the line.
It's been a really fast-paced game. He'll give his team a chance to rest a little bit and catch their breath, knock down 2 shots.
7-point game. AirNado making things interesting. Isaacs makes the foul shot. Good environment in the gym all day for some high-profile games. Isaacs makes both free throws. Coronado cheer squad is here.
This AirNado team is going to need all the help they can get.
Lloyd misses the 3. Isaacs comes away with it. Peralta splits the double team, lays it up, not in, but the follow goes, and it is a one-possession game. Osiris Grady there. Elohim on the other end with the answer.
Right back at you. Just as fast as they got themselves in a position, it's taken away.
Point lead for CBC. Brady. Good look. The 3 though won't go for Josiah Cunningham. Up ahead, Ramel Lloyd Jr. gets fouled. Almost a 3-point play for the Nebraska commit.
Able to use his body and shield it on the fast break. That hand got right in there.
4-star recruit according to ESPN. His father, Ramel Lloyd Sr. Played some college ball at Syracuse, then Long Beach State. Misses the foul shot. 5-point game, CBC in front. 1:12 to go in the first half. Lloyd makes 1 of 2. Isaacs fouled as he took the inbound there.
I'd advise this young man to take his time getting to the line, rest a little bit, give your teammates a second, because this game has been up and down, up and down. I know we're headed into the halftime, but take as much time as necessary.
He's going to need his rest. Isaacs, the headliner for AirNado against a CBC team that is chock full of prospects. Point game. This thing looked like it was going to get out of hand early, but all of a sudden, he's got a game.
And I'm sure Coach Jeff Kaufman is excited about the work that his team has been able to do, pushing themselves to stay in competition right now, not letting it get too far away.
Dylan Matoyer, good look. He knocks down a 3. Turnover by AirNado. DJ Pfizer unable to stay inbounds. CBC with the ball. They could essentially hold for the final shot here. About a 0.8-second differential between shot and game clock. They're up by 7, 38-31. It looks like CBC will, in fact, hold for that final shot of the half.
Great
Good
job.
move. And he finds Kijani right. That was impressive.
Set the defense up, was able to split it.
That almost went in for Isaacs, but CBC ends the half on a 5-0 run. AirNado, though, hanging around. 9-point lead for CBC. Looked like this game might get out of hand early, but AirNado within striking distance as we head to the break, Rusha.
We see a lot of pride right now with this team. They were not going to let themselves be completely denied. They kept pushing, they kept playing the defense, and they made the quick and good shots on offense. So now, go into the locker room, figure out what else you have to do, because this team, as we've noted, is packed with talent, and they'll be back.
CBC might not have Bronny James or Amari Bailey, but they've got Kijani Wright, they've got Shai Odom, they've got Isaiah Elohim, a lot of talent, and that has propelled them to a 9-point lead at the break. We'll take a timeout for a couple of minutes here on the Who's Next YouTube channel. The second half of action in this GEICO Top Flight Invite game at the Border League coming up next. more half of basketball on this Friday evening at the GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League in Las Vegas on the campus of Coronado High School. Alongside former WNBA player Rusha Brown, I'm Brandon Liebhaber. Rusha, good first half in this ball game. CBC up by 9. Kijani Wright leading the way, but AirNado not letting them get too far away as Ricky Isaacs has 15 points for the home team.
Pop is showing up for his team. You know, 10 for 10 from the line is what stands out to me. And he's been aggressive. He's passing the ball some, but he makes sure he's pushing, you know, the offense and having the defense have to make a decision on how they're going to defend him.
We'll see if AirNado can make a run. It's a 9-point lead for CBC as we begin the second half. CBC in the Navy uniforms going from right to left. They've got the ball right now. AirNado in white. There's a foul. Isaacs called for it as Tim Radovsky shot from deep.
A little too close to the body. You get excited, but you got to be able to maintain control of that body because those 3 points make a huge difference.
Radovsky at the line. Junior from Russia. This is the first. Lead now for CBC. Winner of this game takes on Dream City tomorrow in the semifinals. Here's Isaacs. AirNado in transition. Visor off the mark from 3. Elohim, nobody stopped him.
First thing you learn in basketball is stop the ball. Everybody running beside him. He just took that escort straight to the hoop.
Isaacs with an off-balance 3 off the rim, no good. CBC looking to extend their lead. They've scored the first 4 points here in the second half. Elohim kicks it out. Bryce with an easy 2. 6-0 run for CBC to start the second half.
And this is where it starts to get out of hand. So you got to maintain your defensive pressure, but take care of the ball. So here they got to get a good offensive possession and make sure they get a good look.
Finally a foul called. Looked like JoJo Phillips was grabbing the jersey.
Handful.
Pop Isaacs there. And then Isaacs does eventually get the call. Not a shooting foul, though. AirNado will inbound from the baseline.
Trying to clear up the floor.
One of those mops, they get a Gatorade towel. Players cleaning it up themselves. Looks like DJ Pfizer doing most of the work. He tosses the towel away.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Everybody's got to pull their load.
Isaacs inbounds, gets it back. They're doubling him now. CBC not going to let him beat them. Peralta, spin move, loses the ball, saves it somehow. CBC turns it over in transition off the hands of Radovsky there.
Again, that pressure makes you go a little bit faster than you want to. Johnny Wright down there getting that hand on the ball, but the hustle going out of bounds to maintain the possession. Not able to capitalize, but a good look.
Great play from Peralta. 15-point lead for CBC. The largest of the game. Joe Phillips with the finish.
Making it really tough for this AirNado team to maintain any kind of composure. They're moving so fast, but they're so skilled. They're capable of getting their hands on balls, but finishing on the other end. DJ
Pfizer with the answer. He finishes +1 at the line.
You see Pop wrapping that ball up, coming through there like a fullback through the middle. Got to protect it and able to drop it off to DJ Pfizer.
Great pass. Pfizer at the line. Junior forward listed at 6 feet 5 inches tall. So no Bronny James, but we've seen some NBA pedigrees today. DJ Pfizer, his dad Marcus, played in the league, and in our first game for LV Orange, we saw Jason Richardson Jr. play.
Not letting the fans down. Tons of talent, and you always love to see what the players, the sons of these NBA guys are going to do.
Great talent, really, on all 8 of these teams, especially in this part of the Border League. The GEICO Top Flight Invite, the top 8 teams in the event. CBC with a 48-34 lead against AirNado. 13 minutes and 22 seconds left. This is the last of our 4 games.
And it's been a great day of competition from the tip of the first game until now. None of the teams have given up. None of them have made it just a way where the top-seeded team would make it easy to just go ahead and win. So competition has definitely been key.
Lots of eyes on these games, whether the players are big-time prospects or not. Everyone's given a great effort. Radovsky left alone in the corner. This is the 3. Grady with the rebound. AirNado wants to claw their way back in this one. It was 35-31 late in the first half. Isaacs in and out from deep.
Not able to knock that one down. But again, on defense, stop the ball in transition. You cannot allow them to get a full head of steam and get to the basket.
Mikey Price played at St. John Bosco in Bellflower, California last year. Actually played at Rebay Academy, excuse me. Taking a look at the guys on the bench. Bronny and Amari Bailey, they're cheerleaders today. Hard to miss Amari Bailey in the lime green pants on the bench.
He had it coordinated. He had on his Space Jam's jacket to go with it. So definitely standing out. He's a standout, but tonight he stood out for sure. Look at him being a consummate teammate. He passed it off to one of his teammates. Clearly
I
he
think
was
that's Alpha Chibambe who's wearing the jacket now. So they're sharing the Space Jam jacket. Wonder if they got it from LeBron, who of course was in Space Jam 2. CBC with the ball. They lead by 16. Taken away by AirNado. Nice play by Ron Jones Jr. And Johnny Wright up ahead. Here's Elohim. And he is fouled by Isaacs. Elohim, one of the top sophomores in the country. Isaacs unable to stop him without fouling. Looked like he got a lot of ball there.
Absolutely did. Great job trying to contest. At least he was trying to stop the ball. But right now, this CBC team is doing a great job on defense and offense, and transition especially.
Elohim at the line. Number 4 in the ESPN 25, a 5-star recruit from Northridge. He was the LA Daily News Freshman of the Year last year. Recently got an offer from Kansas, and as I mentioned, he's just a sophomore. Point lead for CBC. Another timeout on the floor. 12 minutes, 33 seconds to go CBC pulling away from AirNado in our last game. Been a fun day for sure here on the campus of Coronado High School in Las Vegas. Some great players, some great teams. And we're ending it with a game between the favored CBC and AirNado, the home team. But it's been great just to see all these teams, all these players. The environment here has been great.
The level of talent, I cannot say enough what it does for the game of basketball. These young men are greatly recognized around the world, but right here tonight, they've shown up and played despite their rankings.
You look at a lot of these guys on social media. Some of them are highly ranked, but a lot of them, they're posting stuff about, you know, rankings don't mean anything. It's just a number. You've got an opportunity, especially when you play in events like this. If you're unranked, well, you play well, maybe you'll be ranked.
And we talked in the last game about how important it was for Shaden to move his ranking from not being ranked to the #1 player in the country in his class. So definitely the work that you put in comes against teams like this so that people can recognize you.
Yeah, it's possible to go from unranked to top recruit in the country. We saw that with Shaden Sharp of Dream City. Just because you're on a list one year doesn't mean you're going to be on the list next year.
You cannot cheat the grind. You wake up and you pay that bill every morning.
A whistle away from the ball, an offensive foul against CBC. A bunch of players in today's games on the ESPN 100, that's the senior class. The ESPN 60 is the junior class, and the ESPN 25 is the sophomore class. Let's see if AirNado can make this interesting. They trailed by 9 at the half. But CBC now up by 18. They've doubled that lead. Here's Matoyer in transition. Nyarko unable to convert. Brady pulls it down with 2 hands.
Good job. Gets the fans excited. The whole crowd looking to see their AirNado team with that great dunk.
Shai Odom absorbing contact. He gets the call and will go to the line.
And it's been mentioned before, no matter who they put out on the court, it's like a bull in a china shop. They're coming out. But right here, number 12, straight to the basket, playing really well for his team right now. Grady with the dunk.
Brady's going to play D1 basketball. The question is where. Recently got an offer from West Virginia.
We spoke earlier about the fact that you get a chance to play against these other teams. Any coaches that are watching their players or looking for some more, you get those eyes on you as well. So if you haven't made a decision yet, you have an opportunity to gain more coaches to recruit you.
These are the games that have lots of eyeballs on them. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you've got some of those eyeballs on the Who's Next YouTube channel, alongside Rusha Brown, former WNBA player, I'm Brandon Liebhaber. It has been a joy to bring you these 4 games today. Year 2 of the GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League in Las Vegas.
It has been a basketball fan's dream to come in here this evening and see this great level of talent.
To see these guys up close, and in a couple of years they're going to be at major schools, maybe even the NBA. Pretty cool experience to see them at a high school gym like this, as Isaacs draws a hard foul there.
We'll be able to say, I remember when I saw you at this tournament. And just like we say over and over, the amount of talent that's here. Just to wait and see them develop.
Isaacs getting up there. That last foul against Isaacs, speaking of NBA pedigree, called against Justin Pippen. Yeah, that's Scotty's other kid. Scotty Jr. played at Sierra Canyon, now at Vanderbilt. Justin, his youngest son, as Isaacs draws the foul and trying to follow in his dad and his older brother's footsteps.
So it's great always to see how that pedigree passes down and just what these players are able to do. You don't want to live in your father's shadow, but you definitely want to get out there and make your own name.
It's got to be tough when you've got a parent who's played in the NBA and certainly someone with the stature of a LeBron James or a Scottie Pippen. One of the things I found interesting reading about Bronny is that he picked 0, that's his number when he does play, because of Russell Westbrook, which LeBron said he loves because he wants his kid to carve out his own path. He doesn't want him to just be LeBron James Jr.
And even I read somewhere how he doesn't like to be called LeBron James Jr. He wants to be called Bronny.
A hard foul there sends Radovsky to the deck. There's Bronny in the white hoodie next to Amari Bailey.
In the lime green pants.
Yeah, hard to miss Amari Bailey. They've been the biggest cheerleaders tonight for their team. We were hoping that Bronny might play, but he missed most of last year. Actually had surgery on his meniscus, didn't come back until the playoffs in his high school season for Sierra Canyon. Toyer misses a 3. Odom cleans it up and puts it in.
The strength and the bodies of these young men going into the basket, it's hard to contest those shots.
Off balance layup, Isaacs gets it to go.
And he's mastered that cup going to the basket because their hands everywhere.
Hard foul there, Mikey Price to the deck. Price to the line. Another guy who's going to play some high-level college basketball, currently ranked 36th in the ESPN 60, a 4-star recruit. And this is the front end of a 1-and-1, 18-point lead for CBC against AirNado.
That full court press, still putting them in a position to speed themselves up.
And the foul, Ron Jones Jr.
That weak side rebound, able to put it back up and go to the line for an extra shot. But that three-pointer went up kind of quick because the movement of the defense.
That's the thing, even without 2 of their best players, CBC still has a first string, a second string, a third string of guys that can come at you, and that's the luxury that Andre Chevalier has as the coach. He can utilize a full court press and he doesn't have to worry about guys getting tired because he can keep running them in and out.
Yeah, and I was going to say they could split this team up and get 2 high-level teams.
Toyer, good look inside. Nyarko rejected at the rim by Brady. Price, though, lines up with the ball in his hands and he puts it in.
Got to finish that defensive stance with a stop and a rebound.
Isaacs for 3.
Nice little shimmy. That would have been a great time to say pop, pop, but we would have needed 3 because that was a 3-pointer.
Pop, pop, pop for Ricky Isaacs there. Toyer. Bad pass, and it's intercepted by Brady. 15-point lead for CBC. Isaacs dribbles it on the logo. Fouled there by Nyarko. Pop will go to the line. 8:56 to play. CBC with a 58-43 lead against AirNado. Final game of the day. The GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League on the campus of Coronado High School in Las Vegas. 4 games today, 4 games tomorrow, 4 games on Sunday as well. Games tomorrow on ESPN Plus. ESPN2 and ESPNU on Sunday. Thanks so much for joining us tonight on the Who's Next YouTube channel. Isaacs makes both foul shots. 13-point game.
He's definitely doing everything in his power to try and keep his team close. This CBC team, they're just too big, too strong, and it's hard to stay in front of them.
An incredibly deep team. There's Malik Rasul. Just up and down the roster, you've got Division I caliber players. Brady, unable to finish. Johnny Wright gets the rebound. Price all the way.
Stop the ball in transition. You make it really hard on yourself when you allow these talented players to come down and get easy looks at the basket.
Isaacs airballs a three. CBC. Some easy baskets in transition, some plays where AirNado, for whatever reason, just unable to stop the ball. And here's Johnny Wright. Talk about an easy bucket in transition.
He was so open, he looked around looking for somebody, trying to figure out where the defense was coming from.
Good. Josiah Cunningham knocks it down.
Nice hand on the pass, not able to gain possession, but still playing really hard, and that's been the ongoing theme all day today. Nobody has given up, everybody's pushing, and these have been quality games until the very end.
Been a fun experience here at the GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League on the campus of Coronado High School in Las Vegas. AirNado trying to trap now on defense. Price left open and he buries it. Peralta floats it up and in with the right hand.
Great job on reading the defense, coming out to close out on him, going right around that top foot and getting to the basket, but pulling up before you got to the big man.
Price, nobody home in the painted area, and he lays it in.
He has had a great display of just his ability to penetrate and get to the basket.
The junior guard having his way in the second half. Nearly a steal by Elohim. Peralta with the finish. The scoop layup.
He'll get a chance to talk about that next week in school.
All these guys that play against CBC, they've got a story for the rest of their lives. And Johnny Wright brings it down and puts it in. The USC commit. He has been dominant inside.
Amazing control of his body, his balance, just really strong and able to have people bounce off of him and still finish.
Peralta given space, working on Radovsky. Good move, and he lays it off. Brady with the two-hand stub.
Still some highlights left for AirNado with this team still continuing to play and put pressure on CBC, but making sure they get to the basket and finish.
JoJo Phillips fouled by Brady. A great effort from both teams. We've seen a lot of high-energy plays, and as the game's gone on, both teams have really settled in.
It started off a little bit out of control. Everybody was anxious, a little bit of bad basketball, but they, like you said, they settled in and making a great display of what athleticism and great basketball skill looks like.
This game's got a good rhythm right now as Phillips knocks down the foul shot. CBC in front. (72-54). The winner takes on Dream City. It'll be fun to see CBC against Jaden Sharp and Dream City tomorrow. That'll be one semifinal. The other semifinal is set. Virginia Gold against Prolific Prep. Price knocks it away for CBC. Odom. Unable to finish. Looks like a game of volleyball. Finally, AirNado comes away with it. Here's Isaacs. And he draws a foul. Radovsky made contact, and Isaacs will go to the line for 3 shots.
Yeah, hot potato over there. Nobody can grab it. It's just up and down, up and down. But Pop said, let me go ahead and get this ball out of my hands before the defense recovers. Now he gets a chance to go to the line for 3.
Isaacs, 4-star recruit, Texas Tech commit, certainly holding his own against this very good CBC squad. Isaacs at the line, he'll shoot 3. 5:15 to play. Long day of basketball. This is game 4 of 4 here on the campus of Coronado High School in Las Vegas. But it's been a blast. Odom, unable to finish with the left hand. Everything but the basket there.
Able to split the defense, get to the basket.
And there's Pfizer and one.
Great job lining up on that offside when the ball went up. Boxing out, get the rebound, and going up strong against the contact.
Pfizer at the line. 14-point game now.
Completes that, knocks it down to a 13-point lead with a little more than 4:45 left in the game.
Johnny right under the basket.
The traps, they put you in a terrible position if you do not have somebody on that backside that's going to rotate. You cannot leave the biggest and best player on the court wide open.
15-point lead for CBC. Isaacs lays it up and in, high off the glass.
Pulled it back down away from the defense.
Radovsky doesn't get the bounce. Price is trapped. And a timeout is called by Andre Chevalier.
And just when you think CBC is about to run away with it, AirNado finds a way to get involved and keep it a little bit close. You still have hope because they get these threes off or they get to the basket and get and ones, and there's still hope. But CBC is still there, and Mr. Wright, I'll call him Mr. Wright, has spent great time in the paint tonight.
The right place, right time. Johnny Wright has been everywhere tonight. But that's the way that these games have gone. And yeah, there have been some games where teams won by big margins, but even in those games, it seems like the losing team manages to hang around, make it a ball game. We've seen great efforts from everyone. This is a great event, and it's been fun just watching these guys play, whatever side they've been on. Radovsky will inbound. CBC with the ball. They lead by 13 with 4 minutes and change left. Price is the point guard. Odom to Radovsky. Good look at a 3. Nothing but net for the Russian.
That's what he's there for. He does a great job of getting himself open, spotted up, so he can knock that shot down. Just like that, CBC leads by 16. Peralta
runs into the defense, loses the ball, and then commits a foul in transition.
A little bit out of control there, trying to make something happen for his team, but you got to know where everybody is.
Price at the line, CBC looking to finish this thing off. To 62, CBC in front. Peralta with a good pass down low, and Pfizer finishes.
And the energy is still just as high as it was at the beginning of the game. So no drop off in the level of competition, but definitely an opportunity for this team right now if they can get a possession. Oh, out of bounds.
AirNado trying to hang around. They trail by 16, 3 minutes, 13 seconds left in this ball game. Isaacs will inbound. A 14-point game.
And a great job right there by DJ Pfizer to make sure he muscled up and kept the ball strong and high as he finished.
Otto able to force the turnover. Peralta, though, has the pass deflected and stolen. Price left alone, and he makes AirNado pay with the three.
You work so hard to regain that possession, then you give it right back. There is no mercy in that situation.
Brady floats it in with the left hand. Back and forth we go, but CBC in control. They lead by 15. Looks like they'll be the ones to face Dream City tomorrow. Would be a great game. Price is blocked by Peralta. Finishes the fast break with the jam. Down low, here's Wright. And he is fouled from behind. The double team came a little late that time from Ron Jones Jr.
And it's funny because you see your big man stepping out. You got to know that he's going to get a back screen at some point that's going to try and get him to the basket. So the weak side has got to be ready for that rotation.
Right at the line after drawing this foul. Right, the USC commit. He's got a little bit more on his shoulders with both Amari Bailey and Bronny James out.
But have you seen those shoulders?
They are big shoulders. He can certainly handle it. No doubt about that. Less than 2 minutes to play now in our final quarterfinal game in the GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League on the campus of Coronado High School in Las Vegas, here on the Who's Next YouTube channel. Pop. And he knocks down a three.
A great move, making sure he got his space. Making space is so important, especially when a team is being so aggressive. Able to make that spot, get his defender off balance, got it up and in, bottom of the net for three.
The ability that guys have with that step back move now, it's almost impossible to defend because if you've got that in your bag, you can always create space. So Ricky Isaacs, he goes by Pop. Keeping AirNado in this one. It's a 12-point lead for CBC, but AirNado putting up a good fight.
And right there on the bench, you see the team paying attention to DJ Pfizer's hand. Not sure if on that dunk he did something, But they're definitely excited. I saw some big eyes. Pop, pop, call the coach instantly.
Pfizer does stay on the bench here.
He did just what every high level athlete would do. Say, I'm good, coach. They'll deal with it tomorrow.
Jeff Kaufman talking to him, the head coach. They'll have another game tomorrow. Even if they wind up losing, they'd play Vertical Academy on the loser side of the bracket. A steal there, and Peralta lays it in. Great effort by Josiah Cunningham, and uh-oh, it's a 10-point game. Amir Brown in, gives it to Justin Pippen. Evan Manjikian floats it in for CBC. CBC taking the starters out. Maybe this thing isn't over. Osiris Grady lays it in. 10-point game, a minute to play. Nice job by Manjikian. Pippen rejected by Grady, out of bounds. It'll stay with CBC. That's Justin Pippen. His dad, Scottie Pippen. Older brother, Scottie Jr., an All-SEC player at Vanderbilt. Toyer unable to get the floater to go. And AirNado promptly turns it over in transition. 10-point lead for CBC. They'll gear up for a big game against Dream City tomorrow.
It'll definitely be a fun one to watch.
And Jikian misses the three. Isaacs. No, but the follow is good. Josiah Cunningham, it's an 8-point game. Shot clock off now. Nyarko lays it in.
There's been
a... Okay, one more shot. Pop, pop, pop.
That's exactly what it's supposed to sound like, unconvinced.
Well, that three makes it a 7-point game, but CBC does win. 89-82 the final. Yet another good game to cap off a great day of games here in Las Vegas. AirNado able to keep it close. They made the home fans happy, gave them something to cheer about, but ultimately, Arusha, this CBC team, even without Amari Bailey and Bronny James, just too much to handle.
The level of talent that this team has, it runs through and through for 32 minutes tonight. For 32 minutes tonight, it was just consecutive pressure and just them doing a great job on offense to look for whoever was open to get the shots up.
Johnny Wright, Isaiah Elohim, and this CBC team able to take care of business in our quarterfinal game. They beat AirNado 89-82, and CBC will take on Dream City tomorrow in a semifinal game. That will be a great one. You won't want to miss it. The action tomorrow on ESPN+. But thank you so much for joining us tonight as we got 4 great games to kick off the GEICO Top Flight Invite at the Border League on the campus of Coronado High School in Las Vegas. The final score in this final game, 89-82, CBC beats AirNado. For our entire crew and everyone at Paragon Sports and Who's Next, and for my broadcast partner, former WNBA player Arusha Brown, I am Brandon Liebhaber saying so long and good night. Have a great weekend